And guys, please don't share your video. Okay. Just look at my screen, whatever I'm sharing. I hope everyone having the machine ready with you. Again, I'm sharing the details. First of all, I'm sharing the WhatsApp group link where we will share the detail about everything about the workshop. I hope already many people join it, but it might the case few people might not join. So I'm sharing the link. So using this WhatsApp group link, you can join our WhatsApp group. There we share all the update about the workshop. So to get us started with this workshop, I just said, make sure you having some necessary software. So I'm just going to check the few things before. So make sure you having the VS Code ID. I'm sharing the link over here. So code.widgetstudio.com is a URL. From here you have to download the VS Code. Even I'm having a complete link from where you can download the things. So just you have to download the complete pack for practicing purpose. I'm sharing the link in the chat window. From there, you can download it. So I'm sharing the link in the chat window. This is for Windows machine. For Mac also I'm sharing. This is for Mac machine. So depending upon what are the machine you having, you can download the things and set up your machine quickly. If you have already not set up. So can you quickly confirm through the chat window, you having the machine ready with you? I share the link in the chat window. Please go through the link and please download the TIG package. It's a complete .NET coding pack. You have to download on your machine so that whatever the exercises I will do here, you can do along with me. I'm sharing the link again. Please click on the link and download all the necessary software to participate in this workshop. So meanwhile, you are downloading, let's start with introduction to .NET. So now let me share the agenda of this workshop. So in this workshop, we having now more than 340 people. So of course, everyone cannot speak over the mic, but you can keep asking your queries through the chat. I'm looking at your chat as well, so don't worry about it. Let me first share what we are going to cover today and what you will going to learn in this 5-day workshop. So today I will start with a introduction to .NET and a introduction to C#. This is the agenda we having for today class. We will create some program as well using the .NET CLI, using the VS Code, so that you having the understanding how to create the variable, how to create the data type, all the things you're going to learn in the day one of this workshop. If you're looking at the complete 5-day workshop outcome, what the outcome you will get after joining this 5-day workshop. I'm sharing the outcome of this. So it is a 5 days hands-on learning workshop. So hands-on learning means you are going to do the code along with me. It's not the case I'm only writing the code, you just only looking at the screen. No, along with me, you also writing the code. So it is a learn by doing workshop. And here we will build some project as well, so that you having the understanding. If it is coming to the C#, how using the C# we can build a project. And the people who will join all the 5 days workshop, they will get the certificate as well. So we will share the certificate at the end of this workshop that you can showcase in your resume. Even we will share a coupon code as well. So we having a C# course with us, so that C# code coupon code we will share with you that you can avail from the scholarhat.com. Even you will get access to the career coaching session as well. If let's say after joining this workshop, you having doubts about the career, what you should learn, what should not learn. So we having a career coaching session access as well, we will give you. I hope the things are clear to everyone. I'm right. I hope now audio is clear to everyone. Are still you having the audio issue? I'm right. So are you excited to get into the hands-on learning workshop? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Now audio is clear. I appreciate. So as I said, so for this 5-day workshop, I'm your mentor. I'm Microsoft MVP from last 8 years. I'm the founder and CEO of Scholarhat. I'm a technical consultant. I'm a corporate trainer. I deliver the training to various companies like IBM. I deliver the training to Civica, Cognizant, and many more companies. I constantly keep delivering the training. I have written 15 plus ebooks on interview question and answer. I'm Microsoft certified as a professional. I have written more than 500 plus articles. So far, I have trained more than 1 lakh students live through my various training program, through my various workshop. So this is about me in brief. So when it is coming to the learning the C Sharp, so C Sharp is a programming language. So when it is coming to programming language, so to run the programming language, we need the SDK. So when it is coming to the SDK, so that SDK will come from the .NET. So let's first look at a brief introduction to the .NET, then we quickly jump to the code. Because when it is coming to learning something, so we should know about a brief history of that platform, how it is started and how they having the plan, so that we having a complete understanding, a complete way how the Microsoft planning to release the .NET. So when it is coming to the .NET first time was released in 2002. As initially Microsoft released the .NET to target the Windows machine. Even till .NET Framework 4.x, they keep targeting the Windows-based machine only. It means we cannot run the .NET initially on Mac and the Linux. But first time in 2016, Microsoft introduced a cross-platform version of .NET that we can run on Windows, Mac, and the Linux. And guys here, make sure you are taking the notes. Please don't sit idle here. I hope everyone having the notepad. Do you have the notepad with you? Please take the notes. How many people are taking the notes here? So don't think you are just referring a series on Netflix or you're watching the Kapil Sharma show, because such thing you are doing only for entertainment purpose. Whatever right now you are joining, you are doing for learning purpose. So when it is coming to the learning, so learning, you have to always revise. So revision can be done if you're taking the notes. So please don't forget to take the notes. I can see many people are just joining this session. They just lying on the bed. Please don't lie on the bed. Sit down properly on a seat and join the session. Otherwise, you are just wasting your time and my time also. So please sit in a proper position, have your laptop, your machine, and do the hands-on with me. Simple. If you cannot do the hands-on, if you don't have the machine ready with you, then there is no meaning to joining this training program, because you're not going to get anything from it. Okay, so let's go to the topic here. So as I said here, till .NET 4.5, it was limited to run only on Windows-based machine. First time in 2016, Microsoft introduced a cross-platform version of .NET, which we can run on Windows, Mac, and the Linux. And constantly Microsoft is evolving the .NET core. So when it is coming to what is the latest version of .NET right now? So right now, the latest version of .NET is .NET 8.0. Still, it is in preview release, but in the November 1st week, you will have a .NET 8.0. When it is coming to the stable release right now, so stable release of .NET right now is .NET 7 that were released last year. Even Microsoft team is committed to release a new version of .NET every year in November. So this year we will have in November .NET 8. Next year we will have .NET 9. The next year we will have .NET 10. So every year we will have a new version of .NET. So this is about the .NET platform brief history, how the .NET has started. So when it is coming to the now starting from .NET 5, starting from the .NET 5, we can build all the type of application using .NET. It is not the case we can build only the web application, website, or anything. Starting from .NET 5, you can build desktop application, web application, cloud application, mobile application, games, machine learning and AI-based application, IoT-based project. So what are the various types of application we have? We can build every type of application using .NET now. Many people think .NET is not for machine learning, .NET is not for games, .NET is not for IoT, .NET is only for building the website, .NET is only for building the desktop. No. If you're thinking like this, say you're talking about the older .NET. When it is coming to the new and the modern .NET, new and modern .NET is everywhere. Whether you're building the games, whether you're building the machine learning, AI-based project, IoT-based application, cloud-based project, everywhere .NET is there, simply now. I see still you are facing the issue in the audio because I can see people are having the issue. Okay, so people who might having the audio issue, please check your net connectivity because if others people are able to hear me properly, it means my audio is fine. Please check your end because I'm already using a better audio for today's session. I don't think there should be the issue. Okay, so now when it is coming to working on any framework, so we need the IDE. So here in this training program, in this workshop, we are going to use the VS Code as an IDE so that we will write the code. So the theory part, we will keep continuing learning. Now, meanwhile, let's get started with the code. So as I said, make sure everyone having the VS Code ID. Please open your VS Code ID. Can you open it? If you having the Visual Studio, of course, you can use Visual Studio as well. I'm okay with that. Okay, the people who might join late, it might be installing, not an issue. So to check, do you have the setup with the .NET or machine or not? Just open the command prompt. And here, just run a simple command, .NET dash version. So first verify which version of .NET you having the local machine. So I have just mentioned a command .NET space dash version. Make sure you are getting a version of the .NET. Right now on my machine it is .NET 7.2. Because .NET 7.2 is only the stable release right now. .NET 8 stable release will be released in November. Very good. If you're getting the .NET 7.2, can you confirm through the chat window which version of .NET you're getting? .NET 6 also fine. Don't worry about it if you have 6.2. Atulya, Raghav, Shiva. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. So now what we need to do here, we are going to create our first C# application. So before the .NET Core, what happens here, we can create only C# based application using the Visual Studio. We don't have any command line experience before the .NET Core. So starting from the .NET Core, we having the command line experience. Using the command, we can create now .NET Core based application. It can be the console application, it can be the window application, it can be the web application. All the type of application now we can create with the help of command prompt. So for that purpose, we having the .NET CLI. So when it is coming the CLI stands for command line interface. Means with the help of command, we can create the things. So same thing I'm going to do here. Just I'm going to create a C# console application inside my C drive. So please go into a folder, into a drive. Right now I'm in C drive. So to come directly to the C drive, just use CD. Then we having the forward slash. It will go there. If you're getting the .NET is not recognized command, it means you have not installed the .NET. Please download the .NET SDK first. Even I'm sharing the link again. This is a link of the setup. Hold on. This is a link of the setup. Please click on the link and it will download all the necessary software on your machine. Like VS Code, .NET SDK, everything it will install on your machine. So make sure you have downloaded, install it. And after that, please reopen your command prompt. Because command prompt you need to reopen again. So now what you need to do here in the C drive, just create a folder with the name of code. So I'm creating a folder with the name of code, MD space code. So MD space code is my folder name. I'm going to create over there. Sir, it is .NET. Just follow my instruction properly. I'm saying .NET, no dot, it is DOT, NET. Then you have to mention the things. Then look at my screen. Even guys, you can do one thing. You can divide your screen into two sections. The half section is for my command prompt and the half section is for your command prompt, like this way. So in this way, you will able to follow my instruction. You will able to write the code. So please divide your screen into two sections like this way. Make sense? Guys, if you cannot see any screen, please rejoin the meeting again. So please divide the screen like this way so that you can see side by side at my screen and you can write the code. So I'm already having a code folder in my C drive. I'm just directly going into my code folder. And if you will check inside my code folder having some project over there. So make sure everyone is inside the code folder. To go into the code folder, just run the command cd code. And to create a code folder, you have to run the command md code. I'm sharing the command. First run the command md code, then run the command cd code. These two commands you need to run. To create a folder with the name code, command is md. And to go into the folder, command is cd code. There simply. Guys, it's a live session. We will not share the recording. Otherwise, you will miss the benefit of this workshop. Here, the workshop objective is to do the hands-on. Learn by doing. We will not share any recording of this session. So I hope everything is now inside the code folder. So what I will do now here, I will create a project for the C#. So using the .NET CLI, I'm going to create it. So using the .NET CLI, I'm going to create it. .NET new. Then my project name is console. So here I'm going to create a console application. How many people created the code folder? Can you confirm through the chat window quickly? Everyone, please, can you confirm? Atulya done, Rohit done. What about others? I'm expecting everyone created the code folder and now you are inside the code folder. Okay, very good. Now run this command which I'm running here, .NET new console, then project name. So project name is, let's say, C# day 1. I'm defining my project name as, let's say, CS day 1. Let's say day 1 workshop. I'm defining my folder name as CS day 1. Simply. So now run this command to create a console application with the name CS day 1. Command I'm sharing in the chat window, you can copy from there. If you're getting the access is denied option, make sure you have opened the command from the admin mode. So please open it. I hope you are running this command. How many people are able to create the project with the name of CS Day 1? Can you confirm through the chat window? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. So what we will do now here, this created project, I will open in my VS Code. So now open the VS Code ID and wherever this folder has been created, I will open it. Open folder, go into the C drive, its code. This is the CS Day 1. I have just opened this folder now into my VS Code like this way. If you having the Visual Studio, in Visual Studio, you can create a console application directly and open it. That is also fine. You don't need to log in as an admin. You have to just open the command prompt as an admin simply. So when it is coming to the command prompt, do right click and run as administrator. So make sure you having the command prompt open as administrator. Then you have to deal with it. Here. Now my command prompt is open as an administrator. Then go cd / come into the C drive this way. So to open the command prompt as the administrator, just make search for command prompt here now. And here just run it as an administrator. This is the way you have to open it. After that, just create a folder MD code in C drive. After it, then go into the CD code folder like this way. To open the VS Code, you have to just make search for VS Code here. This is the VS Code. Just make a search. Open the VS Code here. If you're looking for the set of command, okay, just hold on. I'm putting the all commands on a text file here. Side by side, I'm opening a text file. So what command you need to run? First need to run a command cd md code. Just look at what command we run. MD code is a command we just run. Then we run the next command .NET. Make sure you're having the .NET version. So to check it, it is .NET version. Then .NET new console. Then we having the project name as here. So project name is app here. We having the C# CS Day 1. This is the project name I have created. So these many commands need to run here simply. If you're looking for the command now. All the commands I shared through the chat as well. If you are getting the access denied issue, just check the permission. Make sure you are having the admin rights there. Have installed the .NET complete package there. This one. It's a complete package. Make sure you have installed. That's why guys in the WhatsApp group, we already shared the link. I think people didn't follow the things properly. That's why they're just going to set up the things right now. We already shared the detail on the WhatsApp group. What you need to set up. I hope things are fine with everyone. I'm keeping everything in one place so that I can keep sharing with that. Okay, just do one thing. I'm sharing a file link with you that will help you to write the code. Hold on. I'm sharing a one link with you that will help you to write the code. Can you open this URL here? I'm sharing in the chat window. Just open this URL. This will be our common sharing file from where you have to just copy some commands which I will run because I can see people are facing the challenges to run the command. Some people are just behind me. So I'm sharing a code file where I will share the code. That is the right way to deal with such situation. So just join this common text file where I will keep sharing the all commands. I hope this approach is fine with everyone. I'm right. All the commands I have mentioned there. Can you see now on the shared file? So happy. So good to go ahead now. I hope guys we can go ahead. All this problem has been solved. I'm sharing the link again to open the file. Please join on this code file to refer the commands, whatever I'm sharing. So far, I think only 70 people joined. In this session, we having 400 plus people. Link is not open if Google Drive is blocked on your machine. It's an open link. If 70 people can join, you can also join. So good to go ahead now, everyone. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Okay, so let's proceed to complete the things now. I hope everyone has opened the VS Code. Can you confirm through the chat window if you have opened the VS Code, everyone? Okay, so in the VS Code, we can run the code here by opening the terminal over here. So first of all, open the program.cs file. If you will see the program.cs file, we having only console.writeline. So you might be looking at here, we don't have here any public static void main method. The people who might be knowing the .NET and the C# from many years, they having a simple habit. We create a console application with a program class. Then in the program class, we having a public static void main method. But starting from the C# 10.0 and the .NET 6.0, we having a new concept that is a top level statement. In case of top level statement, you don't need to define your C# code inside a public static void main method. Directly at the file top level, you can write your C# code as we have written console.writeline and there is a message I'm writing here. So this style of writing the code is known as C# top level statement, and this feature is available from C# 10.0 and .NET 6.0. And one more thing you have to note down here. Always remember one thing. Whatever project you are creating, it can be a console application, it can be a web application, it can be a window application. You can have only one top level statement file. It is not possible I can have more than one top level statement file. Because when the C# compiler will compile your code, C# compiler will provide a default main method to the file which you are writing the top level statement. If you will add more than one top level statement files, the C# compiler will confuse which file I need to run first. So that's why there is a restriction. You can have only one top level statement file inside the project. So please remember it always. So here, this is the way we having a single statement. And here we can just going to start with a hello world. So hello world I can run through a terminal. Just open the terminal. So at the VS Code label, you will get a menu for terminal. Are you getting the menu for terminal here? It will open a new terminal option. So when you will open the new terminal, you will get the command prompt like this way. Have you opened the command prompt, everyone? Gaurav, I'm repeating again, when it is coming to the top level statement, you can have only one top level statement files. You cannot create multiple ones. Because to the top level statement file, the C# internally will provide the main method. Okay. If you will have more than one, so for compiler it is very difficult, which is the starter file. So starter file can be one for the top level statements, not more than one. And this feature is available from C# 10.0 and .NET 6.0. Make sense? Now I can run the code. I'm running the code .NET. I'm running everything using the .NET CLI. .NET, then there is a command, build command. So when it is coming to building the project, so we can build the project by using .NET build command. So .NET build command will help us to build the code. If we have any error in the code, it will let us know. So command is make sure you have run properly. The same command I'm writing to the code file as well. .NET build is a command. First need to run. Second command is .NET run command. So two commands need to run, .NET build and .NET run. These two commands need to run there simply. I hope you did it. So in my case, .NET is building fine. Guys, in this training program, I will not use the Visual Studio. Sorry for that. Because this training program is designed for the beginners. So beginners don't have the Visual Studio and know it. Beginners, people having the .NET SDK and the VS Code. So this program is completely designed for the fresher who having the VS Code and they want to learn everything from scratch in a new style, not in the old style. So please follow me as it is, whatever I'm following. I will not use Visual Studio in this training program at all. So .NET build is a command we having now, then run .NET run is a command we having to run the code. So when you run the .NET space run command, you will get the hello world as an output. How many people are getting the hello world as an output? Can you confirm to the chat window? Okay, thank you. Guys, I'm not saying Visual Studio is not good. Visual Studio is good, but for learning everything from basic, from a fresher perspective, Visual Studio is not good. Go ahead with the VS Code because people here might be joining from Mac machine. People here might be joining for Ubuntu machine. Everyone can learn the C# in this workshop. So this workshop is not only for Windows developer. This workshop is for everyone, whether you are using Windows, Mac, and Linux. So I hope you are getting the output. How many people are getting the output? Can you confirm through the chat window? Simple. Build command, you don't need to run first. It is only just a quick check. My code is not giving any build error. Directly, I can run the command .NET run. It is not necessary every time you need to run first .NET build command. Directly, you can run the .NET run command. Make sense to everyone? So I hope everyone is getting the output. So this is the way we have created a simple C# application using the VS Code and .NET CLI. The other one, please do it. The command, second command is here .NET space run is a command. You have to run it simple. And make sure whenever you are running it, you have changed the terminal from PowerShell to command prompt here. Some people might be getting the challenge, might be getting the issue. So please change your terminal from PowerShell to command prompt. I hope you have changed it from PowerShell to command prompt. You are running the things on PowerShell. The person who is sharing the things you are running on PowerShell, please change it to the command prompt and do it simple. Hemant, it's not about blue VS Code or dark VS Code. VS Code is simple. I just changed my theme from blue to dark. Simple. So don't confuse with the theme. So I'm using my VS Code in the dark mode. You might be using the VS Code in light mode. Simple. PowerShell is not the relevant whenever you are working with a CLI based tooling. So when it is coming to the Angular, when it is coming to the React, Node.js, this .NET CLI, command prompt is always relevant, not the PowerShell. PowerShell is relevant whenever you are going to configure your Windows machine or you have to configure the Windows related configuration. Then PowerShell will help you. Otherwise, all the SDK are simply compatible with the command prompt, not the PowerShell. Okay. Ankit and Abhishek, let me clear the confusion. When it is coming to the C#, C# is a programming language. And this programming language, we have to run. So for running the C# programming language, we need a runtime. The runtime is offered by the .NET here. So .NET is a runtime which is helping us to C# programming language. I hope it is clear to everyone. The people who having the Visual Studio, I don't know why they are not installing the VS Code. Please install the VS Code. What is the issue? Why you're not learning the new .NET? You are still sticking with the older .NET style. So please learn the .NET is a new way. I'm teaching a complete new .NET, not the older .NET. I share the link in the chat window. Please set up the VS Code and everything on your machine. The people who are complaining again and again about the Visual Studio. Sir, I'm teaching you the new .NET, not the older .NET. So new .NET is about .NET CLI. Even when it is coming to the cloud, when it is coming to the Docker and Kubernetes, there you have to use only .NET CLI. Older style everywhere will not going to fit for you. So please learn the new .NET, new style. Make sense to everyone? I hope the things are clear to everyone. Okay, now we are going to start with the C#. So now a simple C# program we made. Now let me quickly tell you about how the compilation is working. So when it is coming the C#, C# also having the similar version history as we have in .NET. So C# first time came in 2002 and constantly Microsoft is evolving the C#. They are providing the new version of C#. When it is coming, the latest version of C#, it is C# 11. That is right now in a stable release. C# 12 will come in November with the .NET 8. So these are C# version history we having. If it is coming to get started with the C#, so C# Development, you can go ahead with Visual Studio for Windows, VS Code, and Visual Studio for Mac. So right now we are using the Visual Studio 4 code for doing the things here now. Now the things is how the C# code is going to execute it. So this is the way how the C# code is going to execute it here. So what is the code I'm writing here? I'm writing the code using the .NET code. So we are using this right-hand side. We are not using the left-hand side here. If you are looking at the older .NET style where we use the .NET framework, so there we use C# compiler. That C# compiler in .NET framework 4.x generate the DLL and the EXE for us. That is known as the intermediate language. So DLL and EXE, we call it the intermediate language. So with this IL code, we include the framework class library. And finally, the combination of framework class library and this IL code, we execute with the Alphabet Z compiler, a just-in-time compiler. So this just-in-time compiler keep picking up the code whenever it's needed, and finally it's give the output. So it is known as just-in-time. The reason behind it is not compiling the entire code. It is not executing the entire code once. It is executing the code, whatever the portion of the code you're going to execute. That is just-in-time compiler. When it is coming to the new .NET, where we have in .NET Core, there we use a new compiler, that is Roslyn. So Roslyn is a new compiler. Right now we are using with the VS Code for compiling the code and for running it. So Roslyn is an open source compiler, but the older C# compiler was not open source. It is open source. It is also generating the IL code using the DLL and the EXE. And here also we having the core framework library, which further we are compiling using the core CLR and the reuse it compiler. So what happens here when it is coming to the modern .NET? In modern .NET, we having the core CLR, we having the reuse it compiler, which is helping us to execute the code and generating the output. So these are the two styles of C# code execution. So right now we are using the right-hand side because this is the modern .NET and this is the older one. We are not using very simple. Make sense to everyone? I hope it is clear. AppShare stands for Framework Class Library. FX stands for Core Frameworks Library. Simple. Guys, here you are asking a lot of unnecessary question. I don't think so. You are not relevant with the topic. So what are the question you having? Please ask now. At the end of this workshop, I will tell you a path as well. Please don't ask the question which I'm going to take in upcoming workshop. If you are serious, please keep joining this 5-day workshop. I will make you sure you will learn C# everything from scratch. If you will ask, expecting on the day one, I will teach you everything. Sorry, I cannot teach everything. I will follow my plan, which I'm starting from scratch. In every language, we having the Z compiler. It's not about .NET, Python and Java. Everywhere you will find out the things. Simple. DLL stands for Dynamic Link Library. I hope the things are clear to everyone. Okay, so when it is coming to the next things, so now let me cover that the advantages of .NET Core over the .NET Framework. So many people having this confusion. So when it is coming to the advantage of .NET Core over the .NET Framework and others as well. So .NET Core is known for its performance. So when it is coming to comparing the .NET Core and .NET Framework, so .NET Core can serve 2300% more requests per second as compared to the .NET Framework. Let's take an example. In the .NET Framework, you can serve one request in 1 second. So in .NET Core, you can serve 2300 requests in 1 second. So this is the difference. This is the huge difference. So let's say companies like Stack Overflow, Microsoft, we having the Samsung, we having the IBM. All these companies are moving their existing application to .NET Core. Even they already moved. Stack Overflow is running on .NET Core. Microsoft Bing, Microsoft Azure, various services are running on the top of .NET Core because of its performance benefit. Even if you're comparing the .NET Core from its competitor like Node.js, Java Servlet, and others, you will find out .NET 6 is 10 times faster than Node.js. It is 3 times faster than Java Servlet. Even with each release, Microsoft team is committed to provide a better and the better performance version of .NET. So if you will compare the .NET 6 release, so .NET 6 was 10 times faster, .NET 7 is 11x faster. And just wait for the .NET 8. In .NET 8 also, they have improved the performance. So you will see many differences there also in the performance. Guys, please don't repeat the same text again and again. Aman Yadav, I will remove you from the meetings. Whenever I'm explaining, please understand whatever I'm explaining, because I'm not looking at the chat. When I'm giving you the time to ask the question, please at that moment ask the question. I will answer definitely if it is relevant. Every time I'm not looking at the chat. I hope it is clear to everyone. Sheikh, attendance things. Today I will not take. From tomorrow we will take. Only the people who will join us till 5 days, they will get the certificate. They will get all the benefit, whatever I announced in the beginning of the session. Others people will not. Ria Fatima, I already explained how to set up the things. I cannot repeat the same things again and again. Sorry for that. Because if I will start repeating the setup process again and again, whatever we have decided for day one, we will not able to complete. Already in that WhatsApp chat, we have shared the things. So for today, don't worry if you're not able to set up. Tomorrow, when you will come into the session, please set up the things in advance. That information I already shared in the WhatsApp group. So it is pretty much simple. You have to just download a one setup. That one setup will set up everything for you. Just click on the link I'm sharing the chat window and wait to complete everything. Guys, the PPT and everything you will get, even as I said, we will give you a C# complete course access if you are interested to learn. So we having a complete C# course where we having all the PPT and everything. This access you will get. This C# certification training course access we will give you. If you are consistent, if you are serious about the learning. So this complete C# certification training access you will get where we having everything in detail. With video course, with lab, and with interview question answer as well. So if you are serious, I will give this course access to everyone. Okay, so this is the way how I hope everyone is aware of why you should learn the .NET Core and how the .NET is better than the Node.js, Java Servlet and others. Clear to everyone? Okay, so let's move to the next things. So it is not the case in the .NET 7 because right now I'm using the .NET 7 or C# 10.0 and the C# 11.0, we cannot start with a program in the older style. We can create, let me look at the things. Let's say I'm creating a older style way, class, program, older style also you can use. Then we having public, static, void, main. So older style also you can follow. Then I can use a console.write line and it is hello. So this is the old style of writing the C# console application here now. Now I can run it. .NET run is a command to run it. And you will see the output as hello. I'm getting the things. So this style is also preferred here. Even it is working fine for everyone. So Neil, directly C# you cannot connect with HTML and JavaScript. You have to use a web development framework, that is ASP.NET Core. Using that, it can be done. Simple. So now the thing is, let's start with the C# next step. So guys, when it is coming to learning a programming language, every programming language having the data types. So with the help of data types, we declare the variable. Even the data types also help us how much memory that variable will occupy and what various operation we can perform on that variable. So these things are going to be decided by the data type in a programming language. So if you're coming to that C#, in the C# we having the various types of data. So C# data type are going to categorize into two sections, value type and the reference type. So in value type, we having the built-in type like byte, short, int, long, float, double, decimal, char, bool. For the user defined, we having the enum, we having the struct, we having the reference type where we having again built-in type like dynamic object string. Here also we having the user defined type, let's say class, interface, delegate, and array. So you need to understand the difference between the value type and the reference type. So value type variable are going to store inside the stack. And the reference type are going to be stored inside the heap. And if we need to look at the things, how the stack and heap are going to behave, this is the way how the stack having the allocation to the memory where program is running. So let's say I have created a variable integer type num1, 10. So of course, this num1 will have an address into the memory. Let's say it is having the address into memory 1002. So what are the variable we having at the memory address label? This value is storing num1 equal to 10. Yeah. Similarly, we having the num2, we having the value for here. So the value type are going to be stored into the stack and they are faster in execution as compared to the reference type. If we're taking the example of the reference type, so reference type is, let's say we having the string. So this time creating here is string str hello. So of course, this string is going to store in a heap, let's say str hello. So this address, let's say we having 2004. But when it is coming to executing the program internally by the computer, it is start from the stack. So the stack label, we will have a string variable reference. So what are the runtime manager we having the .NET? So the runtime manager in the .NET will start the execution from the stack. So the stack label, we having the stack label variable as well as what are the heap label variable we having, those reference also we are keeping. So this is the way the memory allocation we having for all the value type and the reference type in the C#. I hope it is clear to everyone now. Okay, thank you for the confirmation. So now let us start with writing a program using the numbers. So I'm going to write a program to swap the value of two numbers. So let's say we having a num1, we having the num2 here. So I will take the input for the num1 and num2 from the end user. Then we will sum them. So what I'm doing here, let's say I'm using here, I'm just using here num1. Before that, let's say I'm adding a message, simple message, console.writeLine. So when you are building the software, always you have to keep one thing in the mind. Your software should be the user friendly. How to be the user friendly? Whenever you are guiding the user, what user has to perform. Let's take a simple example. Let's say I'm writing a program where I'm going to add two numbers. So here I just write a program console.readLine. I'm reading the value. So whatever data I'm reading here, it will read as a string. But num1 is integer type. So here I have to do typecasting. So that string data, I need to typecast into the number. Then only I can assign it to the num1. So I'm using here, let's say convert dot to int 32. And whatever the data I will read, I will assign to it. This is the way I'm reading the num1. Similar way, I'm reading the num2 here. This way. Now I will show the sum of these two number, integer sum equal to num1 plus num2. This way. And finally, I can show the output here, console.writeLine, where I'm using sum plus this is my sum, this way here. So this is a simple program I'm writing for adding two numbers. So first we have declared two numbers, num1 and num2. Then I'm taking the value of num1, then num2. Then we are doing the sum, and then I'm showing the sum of these two numbers. Now let's run it here simply. It is .NET run is a command. Now it is waiting for taking the input. But as a end user, I'm not getting any instruction of what should I do. So this program I made, so that's why I know what I need to do. And to mention here a number to enter 4, enter 6. I'm getting 6. But do you think it's a right experience to the end user? No, it is not. Because it is not guiding the user what you have to do. So you have to always remember one thing. Whenever you are building any software, even it's a very basic software, you have to always think how the end user will use it. If you are not helping to the end user, then there is no meaning of making that software. Even that software not going to be used by the end user because your software is very difficult to use. So here how we can make this program better so that end user can understand. So I'm adding here a simple message first. Please enter first number. So now user having a clear cut message. I have to enter a first number. I'm instructing the user. Then I'm writing here, please enter second number this way. Now, if you will run the code, how the experience you will have? You will see it is asking me to enter first number. It's a clear message it is giving to me. I'm entering 2, enter the second number 3. I'm getting the sum 5. It's a very basic program, but this very basic program is sufficient to understand the user experience. So these things matters a lot because many people think by learning the C# console program, they are just learning the basics. It's not about the basics. By learning the C#, you're learning how to make a software which is guiding to the customer to be used. So you have to keep everything in the mind from day one so that this mindset you having inside you whenever you're writing the code. Make sense to everyone? Guys, the session, of course, we will not able to end at 9 o'clock. I will end at 9:30. It's a 1.5 hour session. I was planned for 1 hour, but in 1 hour, the things are not possible to complete, especially it is a day one. So many people don't have the machine set up. So please stay with me for next half an hour. Trust me, it will be helpful for you for learning the things, how the software developers think when they write the code. Because it's not about only learning the C sharp, it's about how to become a better C sharp developer. How the good software developer think. Because whatever the simple program I will write how to write in better way. Those things I'm telling you. So please write the program and see how many people has completed this code. Can you confirm through the chat window? Okay, thank you for the confirmation. If you have done, very good. Now what you have to do? You have to write a one program to swap the number of two variables. So I'm giving a one program, and that one program, just it's a one assignment I'm giving you right now. So what do you have to do? Just make a new program. So this program you can comment here by using the multi-line comment. So what happens here, many times it happens, whatever the program we are writing. So in that program, we need to write some, helpful instruction so that in future, if somebody looking at that code, what actually this code is doing, we add some instruction there. So those instruction actually we say comments. So we having the two style of defining the comment, the single line comments. So single line comments we can do using double slash where I can mention a instruction, a program to add two numbers here. So how this code we can make readable? Because always remember one thing, what are the code you are writing? If your code is not readable means whenever we are building the software, it's not the case only you are the one developer who is working on that software. We always work in a group. So think about a scenario on a one project, 10 people are working. And what are the tasks you have done today? Let's say 1 month later, there is another person who has to modify your task. So, of course, that task explanation you have mentioned somewhere. So, this is actually going to be done. This is going to be explained at the code level with the help of comments. So, comments play an important role to describe the code so that after 1 year, after 2 year, you or somebody else is going to do some changes into that logic. He actually can understand what this particular line is doing, what this particular method is doing, what particular class is doing. So this is the objective to write the comments. After adding these comments, anyone can understand this is a program for adding two numbers. Before that, if I remove this one, what will happen? I have to read each and every line. What actually it is doing. But this top level comment is helping me to understand, okay, it's a program for adding two numbers. So always mention the things at the top level, whatever you're doing. Make sense? I hope the things are clear to everyone. Okay, so this code I'm going to comment now using the multi-line comment statement. So for multi-line comment statement, we having the backslash, asterisk, and wherever you're going to close asterisk, then backslash. This says the multi-line comment statement. Means at once multi-line code we can comment. Yeah, guys, C# is a case-sensitive language. So make sure whenever you are defining a variable, you are writing something, you are following the case of that variable. And what are the methods we having in the C#? If you're coming to here, there is a write line method. So this write line method is following the Pascal case. In the C#, always method, class, interface, we having in Pascal case. So you have to remember the Pascal case. In Pascal case, every word, first letter will start with capital case. Right W will be capital. Line L will be capital. It's a Pascal case. When you're writing the code for the JavaScript, we usually prefer their camel case, but here we prefer the Pascal case. Clear to everyone? Okay, thank you. So what you have to do here, you have to write a program. The next program I'm writing here. Swapping two numbers of values here. So now we will write a program to swap two number values. Please quickly make this program. Before that, we add two numbers. Now you have to swap these number values here. This is the task you have to do right now. Then we will see who is able to complete. So first, I'm taking the input for first number and second number. Now here, write the logic. So when you have to write the logic to swap these number values. So to swapping two numbers, we having the two option. One is here using temporary variable. Another option is here without using third variable. So first create it with using third variable, then create it without using third variable. Okay, third variables and logic is fine. So the people who are willing to think about how to change the value. So think about a scenario. Let's say we having a container. This is container 1, this is container 2. So now this container value. So what are the value we having in this container? We are going to move to in this one. And this container value, I want to move into this one. So directly we cannot do it here. How we can do? We can do it here with the help of a third container. So I will create a one more container, and whatever the value we having, I will move here first. It will become empty in that case now. Now this data, I will move here, and finally it will become empty. Now whatever we store, I will move here. This is the way how we can swap or change the value of two containers using a third container or third variable. But if think about a scenario, we don't have this third container. How we can do? Can you do it without third container? Let's say I'm not having this container. Then how to swap the values? Without third container. And make sure, guys, you are honest enough. Don't Google the question answer. If you are doing the Googling, you are cheating to yourself, not to my. So please don't do any cheating. Be honest. Everything try to yourself if you are serious to learn coding. If you are doing the cheating, it means you are not serious in coding. So the logic is simple. Let's say think about a scenario. Let's say in this one we having water. It's a water container. It's a, let's say, oil container. So water and oil actually don't, mix. So I can pour this oil here into this water container. What will happen? They will mix everything in one place. And finally, from this container, I can extract the water because water will be here this way. So practically, we can have such type of values which cannot mix to each other because one side we having oil, one side we having water. But in this programming language, you have to think about a scenario. If let's say I will make the sum of two values, let's say num1 equal to num1 plus num2. What I did here, I just did the sum of two numbers first. And I have assigned to the num1. Okay. So let's say, take an example. In num1, we having the 4. In num2, let's say we having the 5. So what the value will become here? The value is here now 9. I'm explaining the logic as well. The people who don't know how to do it. So now num1 value is 9. So we will not change the num1 value first. We will first change the value of the num2. Okay. So num2 value first we will change. So num2 should come with num1. So num2 equal to will be num1 minus num2. So what is the num1 right now? It is 9 minus 5. What it will be? It is 4. So what the value of num2 now? Of course, now it is the value of num1 because num1 was 4. So as I'm writing this line, it will become 9 minus 5, it is 4. So it is now 4 here. Now, again, write a one more statement, num1 equal to num1 minus num2. So now in this line number 5, num2 already become 4. So it will be 9 minus 4 equal to 5. That is num2. So this is the logic you have to write. First, we are doing sum. And what are the value we are assigning to variable? Make sure num1 you are not changing first. You have to first change always num2. This is a trick you have to always remember. Otherwise, what will happen? If you mention num1 equal to num1 minus num2. So you will not able to get the right accurate result for the num2. Num1 you will get, but for num2 you will not get. Is it clear how to swap the two number values without third variable? Logic is clear to everyone, yes or no? So we have done two programs now. Now let's come to the third program. So the third program is you have to print the table of a number without using loop. Simply, you have to print the table of a number. Can you write a program to print the table of a number? Please write it. I'm just commenting this code. Write a program to print the table of a number. Everyone, please write the program. How many people are here learning the Programming first time. Do we have someone who has not learned any programming language before? Directly you are learning the C sharp. Sashi, when it is coming to the 2 in 32, actually this is the data I'm getting in the string. So the string data we have to convert into the integer. So in integer, we having the int 32 bit in 64 bit. So of course, whatever the system you having. So right now all the system are 64 bit long. But we having the 32 bit long system as well before. So 32 bit long integer will take the less space. 64 bit will take the more space. Even the range also will be high. In 32, range is less of the integer. In 64, the range is high in integer. Okay. So now make a program to print the table. Print the table of a number. Take the number input from the end user. So let's say I'm taking the number as input. So please enter number for table here. So what are the number I'm getting? I'm assigning to a num here. And one more thing here, unlike C language, we can create the variable anywhere here in the C sharp. Because in the C language, what happens, what are the variable you have decided to use, you have to first declare on the top level. Then only we can use them. But in the C sharp, Java, we don't have such restriction. Wherever you need the variable to create, you can create it and use it. We don't need to declare them first, then use them. And make sure whenever you are printing the table, you having the design like this way. 1x, let's say 2 table you printing, it should be this. It is 2 into 1, 2 into 2. It should be 4. So output should come like this way. 2 into 3 equal to 6. So this is the output I'm expecting when you're writing the program for a table. And don't use loop. You have to use only simple statement to print it. Method I will tell you in upcoming session. So of course we having method in the C sharp. We say here methods that I will cover in the object-oriented programming language in C sharp. So stay with me for upcoming session. So are you writing the code to print the table of a number? Have you made such program while learning C language, C++ language? And don't share the logic publicly. Share only to my private window. Okay. So that others people cannot get the hint. Imani, I already mentioned it is a 5-day workshop. Today I'm not teaching you function. I'm starting from basic. So basic things I will discuss today. Tomorrow I will discuss about the conditional statements. Prashanta, don't use loop because Loop we have not done so far. So how you can use loop? I need the logic without loop. I think people just register for the workshop, but they are not aware of the agenda. This is the agenda for the workshop we having. Just look at. This is a 5-day workshop agenda we having. So today I'm just covering these many things. Swapping two numbers we did here. Now we are printing a table. Tomorrow we will talk about the decision making statement, then logic building with C sharp, then object oriented programming. Then you will learn how to build a contact book project. Here you will learn how to build a calculator. And finally, I will give you some projects which you have to complete as a homework. On the day 5, you have to share your project with me. So this is the complete agenda we will follow in this workshop. I hope it is clear to everyone. So it is a simple things to write the code. Many people might be thinking why I'm just writing, why I'm asking you to write such code. Because I know many times people ignore these very basic program. Sir, until you will not try these basics program, how you will get to know the benefit of using the loops? How you will get to know how actually we need to display the output to the end user? Neeraj, I said you having a setup issue. So setup issue, I'm not fixing right now. So now let me complete the things and I'm writing it. Saurabh, you are in hurry, you can leave the session. Whatever the plan I'm having, I will execute it. How many people are with me? Console dot write line. Then we are doing the things over there. So guys, I can see many people have written the code like this way. Let's say we having the num plus x equal to, they having, let's say 1, then they having plus num into 1. So this is the way the people are writing the code to show the things. I'm right? This way. So here, if you will look at here, we are using the still old C sharp. We are not using the new C sharp syntax still. It is 4 into 2. Okay. So this is the old C sharp syntax where we are using the plus operator for the concatenation. Here, instead of using the plus operator or curly braces, we having the new C sharp better syntax where I can use the things like this way. Num, I'm just using here 1. Then I'm using here the curly braces and equal to. So instead of thinking about where I should keep my plus, where I should keep my double quotes, I can write the things in one way here. So it is 4 into 1. It should be 4 into actually 2 here. So then 5. Are you getting the things over here? So now in the new C sharp, we don't need to think about for the string concatenation. Directly, we can integrate or we can keep our numbers and the string together like this way and deal with it now. So is it better way? How many people are aware of about it? Do you know about this syntax? What I'm writing here? Then it will be here 410. And finally, I will get my expected output here. .NET run. 4, I'm getting the things. Saurabh Kumar is saying it's a must logic. Saurabh, let me tell you here, the people might be judging here my logic. So what I will feel until you will not write the code as a new B, how you will understand the benefit of the loops and the conditional statement. So whatever the things I'm teaching you, there is a logic behind it. Until you will not write the code like this way, how you will understand the benefit of the loops? So don't judge the logic. Understand the requirement of the loops. Because I know many people are not able to explain the things with the example, why they are doing it. They just reciting whatever is written in the books. So intention is here, do without what are the features we having, so that you will get to know that pain. Because such pain always you will remember. I'm right? Syntax is simple here. In the C sharp, using the dollar syntax, we can now integrate our variable inside the curly braces wherever we want to integrate. After that, you can write the string. It is my string completely. After that, we having again a curly braces. So whenever you want to integrate your C sharp variable or you are putting the expression, keep it in the curly braces. If you having a simple string, keep outside the curly braces. It's simple. Dollars I am using as a syntax. If you will remove the dollar, this code will not work as per the expectation. It is a simple string. So dollar is making this string to template string. It is not a simple string now. It is a template string. So I'm just creating a template now. And templated string will allow us to integrate our C sharp variable code and the C sharp expression code. Make sense to everyone? In the old .NET, we can use 0 and 1 and separated by comma, we can mention the things over there. But here, this is the new syntax we have. I hope you have learned about the new C sharp where how we can create the string, template string especially, and we can integrate the things over there. So there is a one homework I'm giving to everyone. There is a one more program you have to complete. I'm giving a homework to everyone. You have to enter a 4-digit number. Enter a 4-digit number. That 4-digit number sum you have to complete. So whenever you are going to do the sum of the digit, do without loop. There is no loop you have to use. Without loop, a 4-digit number you have to sum. If let's say I'm having a 4-digit number, let's say I'm keeping here 3405. It's a 4-digit number. So sum of the digit you have to show 347, then 916, then 521. So you have to print sum of digit is 21. This one you have to mention. You have to write the code without loop, without if statement. Basic code you have to write. Digit are fixed. It's only 4-digit number. It's not 3, it's not 6. Only 4-digit number it is. Clear to everyone? So now today's session I'm wrapping here. I hope you like the way of learning the C#. The people who was not curious to learn, who just come here to look at, they already left the session. Only right now, the people who are serious about learning, serious about coding are the part of this session. I appreciate everyone. See you tomorrow on the same time. And similar way, we will learn so many things. Trust me, guys, whatever the style I'm having of teaching, I'm not teaching you the C#. I'm telling you how to become a better C# developer, how to think it, how to build it. Because such program are already available over the internet, but nobody is telling you how to think logic, how to think from the perspective of the end user. That is important. Code writing is not important. Simple. Attendance is not for today. I will take tomorrow because I know today is not beneficial. The people who are serious will join me tomorrow. So from tomorrow, I will get only serious people in this session who are going to learn. So guys, see tomorrow on the same time and make sure whenever you're coming tomorrow, you made this program. You have to enter a 4-digit number, then do the sum of the digit. And please don't share the things on WhatsApp group. Keep it with you. And the people who not able to set up the things today, please set up your system and see you tomorrow. Thank you. Link for tomorrow session is same. Link is not changed. Okay.